Hey, what's up, Spencer? My name is everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be participating in the April Buzzword Readathon, which is a readathon that was created by the booktuber Books and Lala. This is a year-long readathon in which every single month you get a buzzword and you are to read a book that is related to that buzzword. Pretty simple, but if you would like to know more, then I will leave a link to her video down below. But the buzzword for April is emotion, meaning that we are to read a book that has a emotion in the title or is somehow related to an emotion. So the book that I have decided to pick for this is A Cry of Absence by Madison Jones. This book is about a small Tennessee town during the time in which the civil rights movement is very prominent, and there are quite a lot of changes in the laws happening in the town. They're taking away separate bathrooms and separate drinking fountains and stuff, so there are a lot of changes happening in this town. When a civil rights activist is lynched on the front lawn of the woman, or a woman, sorry, but the woman is the main character of this book, I do believe. This does seem really interesting and I am very excited to get into it, but when I was on Storygraph earlier today, I did see that this is considered a slow-paced book, which makes me a bit worried because slow-paced books bore me. So that means there is a possibility that I could DNF this. So I looked up a couple of other books that I might read if this one doesn't turn out good, but I hope that it does because this seems like a very interesting topic. Either way, I'm going to start this and check in with you guys and let you know what my initial thoughts are. I just got back from my writing group with my friends and oh my goodness, you guys, look what my friend got me for my birthday. It is a Avatar sweatshirt. I love the sleeves so much. This is the best present ever because I did have one piece of Avatar merch before, a shirt, and my client ripped it. I still have it, but I don't really want to wear it anymore, so I am so excited now that I have this instead. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. I am 5 chapters or 65 pages or a quarter of the way through A Cry of Absence, and I absolutely would not consider this a slow-paced book. I mean, a guy's murdered body was found in the first chapter, so I mean... And this is very interesting. It is a dual POV, one of them being a woman named Hester, the other one being her oldest son, Ames, and Hester is a woman who has beliefs. Her point of view of race is that she doesn't believe that anything bad should happen to black people, but she also doesn't think that her kids should be interacting with them and stuff like that. So she's very into the separate but equal thought style, I guess you could say. She does pointedly say in this book that she thinks that she's better than the white people who are violently racist towards black people. She thinks that she's a good person because she's just subtly racist and only does things like making sure that the Confederation statue is properly polished every Sunday because that fucking matters. And then her son, Ames, is kind of there to provide a stark contrast to this idea because he's the one who is kind of telling the reader what is actually going on, because it is quickly believed by the older brother that the person who murdered the civil rights activist, the black man that they found in the first chapter, is the younger brother. Hester's son, Amos's younger brother. So it is his belief that Cam has murdered this person, and it seems like kind of the thesis, what this book is saying, the lesson that we should be learning, at least the lesson that Hester will be learning, is that her being quietly racist or like subtly racist to Black people has kind of fueled her son's violent racism, because he is saying things like, oh, well, I don't know who killed that Black guy, but you know, whoever did it did us all a favor. And I know that mom like also believes that. She might not be saying it like out loud, but I know deep down in her heart she believes this. And this just reflects so much of the rhetoric that I hear today around a lot of violence towards trans people and still Black people and Jewish people and Asian people and basically any minority, is that a lot of the people who end up being violent say that they believe that everybody else truly believes in their heart that this violence should be happening because they have said these terrible things. They themselves may not be doing these violent acts, but they believe that they should be done, which is just so messed up. So that all kind of happened in the first 50 pages. There is a lot going on already, and there are about 230 pages left. I am excited to see what else is going to be going on, because we already know who killed this guy. So what else is going to be happening in the 230? Like, obviously they're going to try and like convict the younger brother and stuff. Like, I would hope they're going to try and convict the younger brother and stuff like that. But there's 230 pages still left in this. I mean, like, what's going to happen? Alright, so it is the next day. I am wearing my Abba hoodie, and I am drinking out of my Inosuke mug in celebration of the new season of Demon Slayer. I've officially crossed the halfway point with A Cry of Absence. I am actually probably closer to 2/3 of the way done, and race relations in the town are definitely amping up. There has been an issue, a circumstance, someone, I don't know why I'm picking bad words for this, but there was a situation in which somebody blew up a Confederate monument, and Hester is now leading the pack of the people talking about replacing this Confederate monument and how the people who destroyed it are like destroying Southern heritage and blah blah blah. And now she's like amazed and horrified that there has been an increase in violence against Black people, even though she's the person who is leading the rhetoric, this anti-Black hate rhetoric. And she's being like, well, you know, it's like not my fault if people decide to get violent around this. Like, that's other people's decision, and that's a poor decision that I don't support. But also, hashtag White Lives Matter. So that's been interesting to read about. I'm pretty sure that this is going to continue on this way until we get to the very end when Hester does realize about how her hateful rhetoric has really been pushing the violence. And the big phrase that keeps on coming up in this book that really gets me is that both Hester and her racist son Cam are convinced that the way that they think reflects the thoughts and ideas of everybody in the town. And they've repeatedly said this, that like they know that like everybody feels the same way that they do, when this clearly is not the case. And as I mentioned before, that is rhetoric that I've heard a lot around transphobia and anti-Asian hate and all of that sorts of stuff, is that the people who are very violent and the people who are very hateful feel as though they are just speaking the truth and that they're speaking what everyone is really thinking and all of this stuff, which is why it's very important for us to be very vocal about the fact that this type of stuff isn't okay, because clearly we need to get it through these people's minds that no, not everybody agrees with this and thinks this way, and we don't support this type of action and stuff like that. So my plans for the rest of the day is that first I am gonna go and get a haircut because, oh my goodness, this is just out of control. Then I'm gonna do some editing on this vlog and focus a bit on my writing. I wanna get some stuff done. Don't know what I'm getting done, but it's gonna be something. And then the next time I check in with you guys about this, I am most likely going to have finished it unless something like absolutely insane happens in the plot. The next time I see you guys, I will most likely be done with A Cry of Absence. Wanted to finish A Cry of Absence yesterday, but the second half of the book slowed down so much that I ended up hitting this wall like 60 pages from the end. Like, you know when you read a sentence over and over again but your brain doesn't like fully process it? That's what was happening to me. So I decided that I needed to take a break from it, and I did just finish it now. And I'm gonna have to end up giving this book 3 stars. I really liked the first half of this book. It was very action-packed. There was a lot of stuff that was going on, but the second half had this really weird twist to it that I did not like, and ended up giving the book an extremely unsatisfying ending. I didn't feel like Hester like fully learned her lesson, and I don't know, what happened to her character at the end was very shocking and a big twist, but didn't fully seem right for her. I'm really sad that this book started off so strong and ended so poorly. It felt like there was a lot of injustice and that nothing was ever truly solved. I mean, you can't like really solve racism and stuff like that, but like nobody like truly learned their lesson. Nobody like truly grew. It seems like everybody almost learned their lesson. I don't know. It was weird. I like the message that the author was giving, that saying things, hate speech definitely directly leads to violence and stuff like that, but it didn't feel like Hester like fully comprehended that and fully changed in response to that. So I guess that's kind of the end of the video. I have finished reading my book for the April Buzzwordathon. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe so that you can see next month's Buzzwordathon reading vlog. Don't forget to follow me on other social medias. And besides that, make sure to stay safe, stand up against social injustice, and have a fantastic day. Bye.